Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to code Hello World in C++. So we're going to be doing this right from the command line on Linux. Now this will be basically the same thing if you're using Windows, a Mac, or Visual C++ or whatever your environment is. It's going to basically be the same code. You might compile it differently if you're using a different compiler or IDE, but that's about it. So let's jump right into it. We have one file here called hello.c. Now I should probably rename this. So it's a CPP file, so hello.cpp because it's a C++ file and not a C file. Okay, so let's take a look at the file first. Now this is what our hello world file looks like, and basically all this does is prints out the words hello world. It's the most basic simple program you could possibly write in a language. So this is your basic starting point for a C++ program. Now let's start at the first line at the top. You have include IO stream. This is basically including a library that allows you to do IO, which is necessary for printing things out to the console. So you're going to print out the words hello world, and to do that you need some functionality to do that, so we're going to include this library. Now we are going to create a function, so everything has to be at least inside some kind of function. You can't just have free-floating code here. So our main function that will, when we execute the program, it's going to execute, it's going to start out executing what's in the function named main, and from that you could call other functions if you want. Now this is the main function. You could have parameters in between here, but we don't. Now it also has a return value, which is specified as an int, so that's going to be a numerical return value. It's an integer, and it basically means it's going to return the status of the program, whether it was successful or failed or not. So if it returns like a 0, it means the program completed successfully. If it returns like a 1 or 2, that's going to be an error code, right? So you can mostly, that's good to know, but you can mostly ignore that if you're just starting out with hello world. You can worry about that a little bit later. Now to actually print it out, this is what the syntax is going to look like. It's a little bit messier. I guess people thought this was a good idea when they designed C++. A lot of newer languages don't do it anything like this. Like if you look at Golang or something, it's not like this at all. But anyways, this is the weird C++ syntax that allows you to, basically call this cout function, and it will read into this, and that's what these little these little less than signs mean. It means it basically directs this string hello world into this, which will then print it out onto your screen. So after that we call return and pass 0. So we're returning a value of 0. So this function's returning a value of 0, and this is the main function for the program. So our program will also return a value of 0, indicating that it completed successfully. So that's about it for the code. Pretty simple. So this is just your basic starting point. Anything more complicated, you're gonna you're basically just gonna build on that. But this is just like the basic framework or scaffolding, if you will. So let's quit out of there. Now let's build this. Now on Linux on the command line. Now given a lot of you very well may be using a full IDE that you might have set up on Windows or whatever your environment is. For us today, we're going to show you how to do this on Linux. So we would run g++ and then specify the name of our source file right here and hit enter. Now we'll type ls, and now we see that in this directory we now have two files. We have our source file and our binary that was just compiled, and by default the compiled binary is named a.out. Now if we want to run that, we can run it like this. Now we'll run this program, and boom, right there, it does exactly what it's supposed to do. It says hello world. Now it didn't print out a new line. I can show you how to do that, so we'll go in and modify our program in just a second. But before we do that, I'm going to show you how to compile this and name the binary, because you might not want it to be a.out and you don't want to go through the effort of renaming the file afterwards. So let's compile it again, but we're going to use the -o option, lowercase o there, and we're going to call it hello. Now hit enter, compiles it pretty quickly, and notice now we have a new file in our directory called hello. So let's run that file. And it's basically the same thing, prints out hello world just as we would expect. So let's edit our source file again. And here we go. So we want to add a new line. So we can add /n. Now n stands for new line, but we don't want to just print the character n, so we have to escape it. So that's a special escape character. So you use a slash to escape it, and this escape character refers to a new line. Now I'm going to rebuild this and rerun it, and there we go. We have a new line. So this may be different if you're on a different platform. So on Linux or Unix, you're only going to need a /n. I believe on Windows you need a /r as well. I believe it uses both of them. I forget, it's been way too long. But I'll show you how you can do that. So this is a carriage return, and this is a line feed. So R is carriage return, N is line feed. So you would use both of those. This is why files formatted for different, created on Linux versus Windows might show up differently or have look like to have garbage data on them, or look a little bit messed up. Anyways, I haven't had to deal with that in years, but let's take a look. So there we go, same effect. So this would work on Linux or Windows, should give you the same result. Carriage return, line feed. So that's it. So hopefully you found this useful, or at least interesting. If nothing else, you might want to give me a thumbs up. You might want to hit that subscribe button also, and hit the little bell icon. Otherwise YouTube's probably not going to let you know when we come out with a new video. We do have a lot of great stuff coming up, and we've actually, if you want to check our list of videos, we've already put out a lot of pretty interesting things, some more interesting than others. We cover a lot of great stuff: coding, servers, hardware, software, 3D printing, electronics, single board computers, robots, networking, all sorts of great tech related stuff that you're not going to want to miss. So if you want your YouTube feed to be that much more interesting, you're going to want to hit that subscribe button. But more important than any of that stuff, you're going to want to leave a comment down below, especially if you know something that I don't know. Definitely let me know, not just for me, but for the next person who comes along and watches this video and reads the comments. Leave a comment for them also. Any comments, questions, criticisms, whatever you want to say, I probably want to hear it. So do leave a comment down below. And that's pretty much it for today. So as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.